Hello students, let us start our new session of chapter 7 alternating current with the example 7.2. A pure inductor of 25 millihenry is connected to a source of 220 volt. Find the inductive reactance and RMS current in the circuit if the frequency of the source is 50 Hz. So here inductor value is given 25 millihenry and the supply voltage is given 220 volt. So we need to determine inductive reactance and RMS current value. Frequency is already given, that is 50 Hz. So XL equals to 2 pi FL. F is the frequency, 50 Hz. L is the inductance of the inductor, 25 millihenry. Replace those values. So we can get the reactance 7.85 ohm. For the current, I equals to V by XL. Voltage is already given 220 volt. XL we determined earlier. So that is a 7.85 ohm. Put it over here and get the current value 28 ampere. Now, in the earlier cases, two circuits we have observed. One, that AC volt is given to the resistor. Another circuit in which AC source is given to the inductor. And in both the way we have determined its voltage current relation and its average power. Same thing we are going to determine for the capacitor. With the AC source, let us connect capacitor in series with it. Here we are connected only a capacitor and define that its internal resistance is 0. So purely capacitive circuit would be there. When a capacitor is connected with a DC source or connected in DC circuit, then current will flow for the short time duration that required to charge the capacitor. And as charges are accumulated on the capacitor plates, voltage across them is increases, which oppose the current. So as charge to accumulated onto the capacitor plates, then it opposes the flow of current and voltage drop across it will be increases. So the capacitor in a DC circuit will oppose the flow of current. But when capacitor is fully charged, then current in the circuit goes to 0 for the DC supply. But now instead of that DC supply, if we connect the AC source, then that AC source, it limits or regulate the current, but it not completely prevent the flow of charge from the capacitor. So we can say that here capacitor block the DC current after getting it charged, but it allowed to pass the AC current because it can regulate it. So now that capacitor is, if capacitor is in positive half cycle, it will charge, then in negative half cycle it will discharge. So this cycle will be repeated of charging and discharging condition, and that's why it cannot oppose the current variation. So let us take Q as a charge on the capacitor at time t. So the voltage drop across capacitor is V equals to Q by C. This thing we have already determined in chapter 2 for the capacitance. And now same method to determine the current, apply the KVL, Kirchhoff loop rule in the circuit. So we can get Vm sin omega t equals to Q by C. And current Q is dQ by dt. So here, if I equals to dQ by dt, so let us take the Q value from the above equation. So Q, it would be Vmc sin omega t, and differentiate that Q equation. So take the differentiation of Vmc sin omega t. Vm and C both are constant value. So differentiate sine omega t with respect to time. It would be cos omega t. And differentiation of omega t is omega. So whole equation becomes omega C Vm cos omega t. So this is what the current value we obtain over here. But this current we have in terms of cos. Same way whatever we have done for the inductor. Rewrite that current equation in terms of sine, so we can compare the phase angle of current with respect to voltage. So cos omega t we can write down as a sine omega t plus pi by 2. So I equals to Im sine omega t plus pi by 2. So here if we can say Im equals to Im sine omega t and omega t plus pi by 2 and comparing with I equals to omega c Vm sine omega t plus pi by 2. So we can say that Im equals to Vm omega c, that omega c in a multiply form. But for the Ohm's law if we compare, I equals to V by R. V is already there, with that omega c in the multiplication. Take it in denominator of denominator. We can rewrite the same form. Answer won't be changed. So it would be Im equals to Vm upon 1 upon omega c. So that is a reactance of capacitor Xc equals to 1 upon omega c. So here we can say that the reactance of capacitor is inversely proportional to the frequency. And the reactance of inductor was omega L. So that is directly proportional to the frequency. So here we can say that Im equals to Vm upon Xc. And unit of that reactance is ohm. Now, the capacitive reactance limits the amplitude of the current in a capacitive circuit in the same way as resistance limits the current and inversely proportional to the frequency. Now, let us focus waveform for the capacitive voltage and current. Voltage, that is Vm sin omega t, with respect to that at time t equals to 0, voltage value is 0. But as we derived current equation, that is Im sin omega t plus pi by 2, it means current is started earlier with pi by 2 angle. So at time t equals to 0, amplitude of the current is maximum. Means we can say that current is ahead than voltage by pi by 2 or 90 angle. It means capacitive current is leading to the voltage. And for the inductor, inductive current was lagging than voltage. Now, if we focus on phasor or phasor diagram, take any instant time omega t1 and extend towards the current and voltage values and take it towards the phasor diagram. So we can say that from the current amplitude, it is denoted as a capital I, which defines the current amplitude at omega t angle, which represents the variation Im sin omega t1 plus pi by 2. And where voltage amplitude is extended, it defines as a capital V, which shows voltage at omega t1 time instant. The variation defines Vm sin omega t1. So, from the 0, rotate anticlockwise with the omega t1 angle, and we supposed to get a voltage, and voltage and current both are apart at pi by 2 angle. So wherever the voltage is defined with that 90 degree, current is shown over here, that is ahead. So Here figure A and B shows the current phasor and the voltage current relation. So we see that current reaches its maximum value earlier than the voltage by 1/4 of a period. Now let us derive the current power value of the capacitor by relating current and the voltage. So capacitive power is I into V. So that is Im cos omega t and Vm sin omega t. Here it is defined Im cos omega t because current equation was Im sin omega t plus pi by 2. So that sin omega t plus pi by 2 we can write in terms of cos omega t. So Im and Vm is constant, take it one side. So equation was there, cos omega t into sin omega t. So that equation we can reduce by 1/2 sin 2 omega t. So that equation we have Im Vm by 2 sin 2 omega t. Now we want to take average of the power. So to take the average power, Im Vm by 2 is a constant. So we are supposed to take average of sin 2 omega t. And we have already discussed earlier in the case of inductor, sin 2 omega t is 0. If sin 2 omega t is 0, then average power of the capacitor is also 0. So we can say that in the case of inductor, as the current lags by the pi by 2, and in the case of capacitor, current leads by the pi by 2. Now let us focus the whole operation of the capacitor. As AC voltage is applied to the capacitor, current starts to flow from positive to negative in a particular direction. Electric fields, capacitor starts to store a charge within it. So capacitor gets electric field. First plate gets positive electric field, positive polarity, and opposite plate gets the negative polarity. Means we can say that capacitor gets charged. Now as capacitor gets fully charged, now the current started to flow in opposite direction. So as you can see in the waveform, in the first half 0 to 1, as the positive half cycle of the input it is given, in that case current started to flow. So current is positive and goes reduced to 0 gradually. During that one, capacitor started to store a charge, and the number of charges are stored. Electric field is generated. Capacitor gets fully charged. So gradually voltage increases from 0 to maximum. Now as the input is given negative half of the input is given, current started to flow in opposite direction. So capacitors start to discharge gradually, and it goes to reduces gradually, and at the end it gets the opposite field, or it means it can say that it gets the discharge. So the voltage across it's going to reduce from maximum to 0. Now again, if the positive half next cycle is provided as an input, current is flowing in again a positive direction. So the current is increases from minus Im towards the 0. So in that case still the current is negative. So that potential, the electric field we are getting with lesser electric field by the polarity minus plus, and that's why capacitive voltage started to reduce from 0 towards the negative. Now if current is flowing in opposite direction, as the negative half as the input is given, in this case current is started to increase towards the positive but it is given in a opposite direction. So capacitor gets charged in opposite direction. So plate A is negative and plate B is positive. So now capacitor gets fully charged in opposite direction. Within that, voltage is negative, which is available in this case. So this is how, as supply is provided to the capacitor, current initially start to flow, it gets a capacitive charge and discharge in particular manner in one by one case. So this is how accordingly current and voltage relation we observe over here. Now let us focus on to the example. A lamp is connected in series with a capacitor. Predict your observations for DC and AC connections. What happens in each case if capacitance of the capacitor is reduced? Now, as we have already observed in chapter 2, that when a DC source is applied to the capacitor, then capacitor gets charged. And after it gets fully charged, no current can flow through it and the maximum voltage drop across the capacitor gets constant. During that, lamp will not glow because current is not flowing further in the circuit. So there will no change in the current as well. Light lamp glow even if C is reduced, because as the capacitive value is going to vary but its charging condition is there with the DC supply, it won't change. Now if instead of the DC source, if we apply AC source to the capacitor, so by the capacitive reactance of 1 upon omega C, the current is flowing in the circuit, and as the current is flowing in the circuit, lamp will glow, it will shine. Now if we change capacitor value over here, so by changing that capacitance value, reactance will change, and as the reactance will change, it may able to change the current, and accordingly intensity of the lamp will change. So if in the example it is given that if capacitor value is reduced, then reactance of the capacitor is 1 upon omega C. So accordingly, reactance of the capacitance will increase, so lamp will shine less bright, because as the reactance is increases, current is reduced. So as the current is reduced, intensity of the lamp will reduced. Here we are going to end this session. Hope you understood. Thank you.